Hello and welcome to the Teenage Club podcast. I'm your host Lucas, and I'm joined by my co-host Isaac.
Hello, hello.
And we're joined today by our wonderful, wonderful guest Callum. Hello, Callum.
Hi.
So, it's been 2 weeks since our last podcast, and a lot of shit has happened.
It's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks since our last podcast, and now we're just joined by Callum, and we're just gonna talk about random shit for an hour. So Callum, give us the biography, the full biography.
Starting
Cover to cover.
Like who
Cover to cover. Day one.
I'm just someone that is oddly well known. I make worms on Etsy. What do I do? I'm an actor.
There we go.
I also work on the board of Children's Hospital, and I'm 16, which that just doesn't really feel legal. But, you know, I'm sure it's fine.
That means we're like the perfect range now, because you're 16, I'm 17, and Isaac's 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
We make up the span of 3 years. Look.
Yeah, it's the perfect teenage trifecta. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
weird.
Teenage trifecta.
Oh, God.
Every point in a teenager's life. The life cycle of a teenager. No, but yeah, I don't know. Who am I? I don't know.
Every time we ask this question, it's always they say one thing about themselves, and then it's I don't know who I am.
I don't usually get asked. So actually getting asked, I have to sit here and I zoned out for a minute, and I was like, whoa, hold on. What do I say to this question?
In retrospect, we probably could have made a question list for you to look over. And then just you can kind of stew over that, and then we can go from there. But I think we have enough to play with already.
We weren't that organized. So
It's okay.
Just gonna go with it.
No, yeah, that's kind of the slogan here. It's just we just roll with it, you know?
Just vibing.
Yeah.
For an hour.
We have a weird mix of rolling with it and not rolling with it, because our Discord server is amazingly set up thanks to Isaac.
Yeah.
And we have this infinite amount of chats and bots and amazing things set up.
It's honestly really nice.
And then the audio is random each time, and the thumbnails are random each time.
My Razer headset that I have to use. Okay, genuinely bought it for $15 just because when I in 2016 I was oh, one of the Game Grumps has this, I should buy it. No, that doesn't mean I should buy it.
We make do though, because every single guest we have has different, they have a different setup, and we kind of have to make
honestly do roll with it.
Yeah,
we just make it work, and you make it work. You do what you gotta do.
We kind of make do with it because of quarantine as well. I mean, if we could be in one room, I was telling Isaac this earlier, but if we could be in one room and record, have a real studio instead of just doing this over Discord,
have actual mics and stuff set up too.
Yes, I think it would go better.
The wall paneling.
Probably.
It would probably go better.
I mean, probably, but look, you guys are doing the best that you can with what you have.
Yeah.
Circumstances are very uncertain.
Unfortunate.
I mean,
yeah, that too.
The whole reason we kind of started this podcast, Lucas, was just because it's we were just kind of bored. It was the start of summer, last summer, and we were just kind of bored with quarantine and stuff, and we were just hey, we just talk to each other about a lot of dumb shit, you know? Why don't we just record it and upload it? And we uploaded that first trial episode not thinking anything of it, but here we are
Yeah,
what is it?
Look how far we've come.
Yeah.
I know. I remember I'll listen to we were playing Minecraft one night, and I think it was me, Andrew, and Lucas, and Allie. I can't remember if there was anyone else at that time, but
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you guys were talking about computers, and you sounded like an NPR podcast. I was just sitting there building my really bad house, and I'm just listening in the background. I'm like, wow, I wish I understood any of this, but I'm definitely interested by it. And then you guys start getting into a heated debate, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh god, I remember this.
Yeah. You knew how I felt, Callum, during that episode.
Yeah. Just think this is all over my head. I don't know what to even say to this.
I think that's mostly, it's kind of the dynamic between me and Andrew.
I know, it's really interesting.
Yes, and Andrew, so if you don't know, Andrew was on our podcast before. He was on the what was the
Christmas
title?
special.
But it had the full titles, the politically and something.
The entire time, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Half of his brain is focusing on what's going on, and the other half is just like, I gotta do this right, man. I don't.
We hold high standards for all of our guests. We expect them to show up and promptly and on time and prepared. And look at what he did. He was late, and then he was wrapping presents the whole time.
Oh my god.
No, I'm completely kidding.
No, Andrew
he
was
was a
great.
great.
Andrew
He
was
a great
great.
guest. But we do go off on tangents a lot. Like between me and him, it's like it starts with computers, and then it gets into global health insurance and then workplace politics.
You'll zone out for 2 seconds, and suddenly it's political, and like you don't know how you two got from point A to point B. And you're kind of sitting there like, oh, I have to keep catching up, otherwise I'm going to get even more behind. But also, I need to figure out what this gap is that I lost. Because I have no idea.
I think it usually starts with like a joke or something, like a sarcastic joke, and one of us will be like, well, and then
I can never tell if you want to rip each other's throats out or not. Like, I can never tell if you're actually mad at each other.
I don't think he's ever been mad at me.
No.
I don't
think he does get really mad in those conversations.
Yeah, I don't know about either of you guys, but I think the only time he's ever been miffed with me was when I made a comment on well, maybe I shouldn't say this.
You made a comment on what, Lucas?
I just made a very, very left-leaning comment. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
okay.
I actually think I remember you telling me about that.
That was a period of like 2 days where he wouldn't talk to me, and then we're good. So.
Oh my God.
But
now I'm very curious. I'm very curious on what this is.
Oh, it's not that dramatic actually. I think I said something like, I don't remember my exact wording, but I said something like, with every fiber of my being, I don't care if Republicans die or something like that. I didn't say Republicans die. I said something like, with every fiber of my being, I see America as a right-leaning country, and so any step in the left, even if it's a far one, is a good one. Which, it's an overgeneralization. I understand that, but
But also,
that's my life. That's my life. Anyway, this is your podcast, Cal. This is the one.
It's not Andrew's podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not Andrew's podcast.
Andrew did actually end up being dragged into the podcast, it seems.
It was close. He was trying to get in from the chat here. But from your intro biography, I think we can pull some of the meat from that and kind of use some of those as a conversation starter. So first of all, explain the FC Worm shop.
Oh God. So it was like 2019. I was in my sophomore year, and during my math class, I would literally just sleep at my desk. I didn't do my work. And at one point, I was like, I'm taking this nap, and my head just jolts up. And somebody looks at me, and they're like, What why did you jolt up? And I go, I need to make worm on a string stuffed animals. And they look at me, and they go, What prompted this? And I had no idea. But I was like, I guess I'll just do that. And now I've sold over like 300 of them.
Jesus.
Yeah, I've like made 300 worms, and I have an Etsy. Like I used to sell them in choir because I sold one at one point, and then other people in the choir started looking over and seeing that like these worms were just showing up every day, and they were like, oh, I might want one of those. So my choir teacher had to deal with me being an entrepreneur and just selling these worms in her class as people would sit in these rows in front of her, just like holding them in their lap, just like staring at her, trying to learn the music, but also just holding these terrifying like 12-inch long worms.
So
and Isaac, you know about these worms,
yeah,
right?
those came from you. I did not know that. I've seen those around in like every classroom, but like I just thought, I thought it was like the silly bands thing where it was just like people just got them, but that was from you.
Yeah, it's really funny because like I was getting a surgery at Children's Hospital, and I'm about to like go in, and the nurse goes like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I run an Etsy shop and I sell worm on a strings." And I show her the listing, which is a photo that my dear friend Wes took that has a SoundCloud rapper holding it.
Yes.
And,
I know about this photo, I guess.
Yeah, and the woman just ends up going, I bought one of those. And I'm like, you did? She's like, yeah, you made that? And I'm like, yeah. Anyway, just like put me under, please. I don't want to talk about this right now. I can't deal with this revelation that people know of me but don't really know who I am.
So I've taken a look at like the worm, the listing on Etsy to like get an idea for the page, and I understand why it's the most popular one.
It's like funny. Also, my shop name is Callum's Curiosities. If any of you guys want to look it up,
Yes.
The photo is genuinely hilarious.
It stands out among all of the other worm on string plushie shops because the SoundCloud rapper holding a plushie worm on a string is on a pink background. Ooh, man,
dude, he's
it's captivating.
so funny. Like, I'll have people message me too that are like, why is your shop the most popular? And I'm like, dude, I'm not the one buying them. Like, this is not a question to ask me, man. I'm just sitting here. I genuinely, like, I'll have these nights where I procrastinate making my orders. So it'll be like 2 a.m. and I'll be sending these photos because I'll be like drinking Monster Energies and I'll have like 30 worms out on a table and I'm just sitting there listening to a podcast, like shaking. And my mom will look over and be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I have put this off for a month. I need to do it all now. Just let me do this.
Need to make worm.
I need to get better at planning. It's fine.
So like, I guess kind of what I'm curious about is like how you like, I don't know, like I know you said you like sold them in class and stuff, but are there like other ways you like distribute them to people who are like farther away or like?
Oh yeah, no, I have an actual Etsy shop.
Oh, okay.
That I sell them through, and I also make Beanie Baby abominations on there. Where they're like combinations of different Beanie Babies with horrible names. Like one of them was Devilman Pig Baby. Oh god. I think Nicole ended up naming one Bean Dip. That's this terrifying like chihuahua head on a kiwi body with pterodactyl wings coming out of it.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know if that one's sold yet or not, but they're so funny.
I find the whole thing just amazing. I mean, because worm on a string. It's a childhood.
I hadn't thought of them in years, and then all of a sudden I was like, I just got to do this, and like it was right around the time that they started kicking off again in popularity, and then afterwards, like the popularity went all the way up, and so people kept finding my listing and buying the worms. So funny.
Sometimes I think about, what I do for a living. I work at a car dealership. I wash cars. On the side, I do this podcast, and I that's my life. That's my life.
Yeah.
And I just look at people like you who are making fucking plushy worms for a living. 300 of them.
Just doing shit.
I mean, hey, I think that's still a cool living. We're all still kids. This is the Teenage Club. It's not like we gotta do anything amazing. We just gotta have fun with the life that we've got.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Fun.
At least you have an actual like consistent paying job, Lucas.
Yeah.
I still do not.
I would not say that the Etsy is consistent too, because they'll just say we're gonna pay you, and then they just don't, and then suddenly they do. Suddenly I just have $200 in my bank account. I'm like, I don't know where this came from. I hope it's Etsy. I don't.
So how does that paying system actually work? Like you obviously don't get like 100% of all the profits, right?
No, I think it takes Etsy takes a small percentage. It takes a smaller percentage than other sites like that you sell handmade stuff on, like Depop and stuff like that. I don't like using Depop. It's so bad. But they take a small percentage, and then also you get to do the shipping stuff through Etsy, which is really helpful because then it isn't super expensive. Like
right.
Otherwise you have to pay $10 to ship out stuff. Because I tried doing it on my own for a bit, and oh my god, I wasted so much money. I can't even. It was the worst. I felt so bad. I'm like, I'm sorry guys, like I'm going to charge you $10 for shipping, and I don't know what to do about it because that's not even the whole shipping cost.
I do have experience with that. And then you like the USPS, and then you have to ship like a priority package. Jesus Christ, it's expensive.
It's so bad. Like, I get why it is because it's run by the government and stuff, but like, oh god, sometimes it's really upsetting. And I used to have to go in every single time I wanted to ship off a package. like every time. So it's just like this person with just vibrant colored hair that would change every 2 weeks would show up with another like basket of stuff and be like, can I just send this off, and spend like $100 on shipping labels and then disappear for another 2 weeks.
I wonder what that sweet boy is doing.
Yeah, no, I look like a cryptid. Like, they didn't know what to do with me.
Well, your hair is currently black, right? Or is that
No, I changed it. It's red right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think I knew that.
Yeah. I can't remember. I don't know what time is anymore. Like, I already didn't know what time was, and then quarantine happened for a year, and now I'm sitting here like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what was a week ago. I don't know what was a month ago. I'm just chilling. I don't.
You at least know it's a year. You know, that's pretty good.
I guess. So yeah. Yeah, I think it was a year.
Jesus.
How frequently do you change your hair and stuff?
Literally every 2 weeks at
2
this
weeks?
point. Yeah. 'Cause, like,
Okay. Are the tales true that if you bleach your hair too many times, it like destroys it? Or is that propaganda?
dude, my hair is fine. I don't know how, because it's definitely not the same for other people, but my hair is so resilient that it just doesn't care. Because you can also use color remover, and then that'll just take out the color and won't damage your hair as much.
I see.
But like, I just have to put so much product in it that when you try to touch it, it like doesn't move. Because my hair is so thin that it like won't give me the volume that I want unless I put mounds of product into it.
Jesus.
I know. I spend so much money on hairspray. It's so sad.
Fuck God. Well, I remember when I first met you, you had red hair, and like it's been like a
Oh,
hair
shit.
cell color.
Yeah,
That
and
was
that's
years
actually
ago.
my original hair color.
Was that
Well,
the?
like, no, my natural hair color is brown, which a
Okay.
lot of people think I'm a ginger. Maybe it's because I have skin the color of a sheet of paper, but I wish that was a joke. But no, yeah, because what, did I meet you during Beauty and the Beast around that time?
Yeah, I think I knew who you were like a little bit before that.
I'm so sorry.
No, because of Cedar. Because I think I met you through Cedar.
Yeah, because of Sherlock.
Mm-hmm.
That was the funniest.
Yeah, that's right.
I was not out. I was still going by she, her pronouns, and kid looks at me and goes like, "Yeah, I want you to be like that lesbian Sherlock." And I'm sitting there like, "Dude, I am so far back in the closet, man. I can't do this." So he cast me as Sherlock, and literally like, even the other director that he had working on that show just knew. Like he'd look at me and just be like, "I'm not gonna call you by your name that you say that it is. I'm gonna call you Sherlock. I don't know what to do with you, man. You just look like that."
I remember that other director. He was a cool guy. He was a
Dude,
pretty young guy.
yeah, Sam Chudler. He was great.
That's it.
I know. Cedar and I like still tell stories about him because he was great, and also we like found his YouTube channel.
Oh my
So
God.
sometimes we'll just watch his YouTube channel because he has like all these old high school films on them.
Oh fuck.
I know.
It's always the best when you find like a teacher, like some other adult's YouTube channel, and you like
Yeah.
Really
Oh
fun.
my
discover
God,
the
it's so good.
archive of their life.
You're like, this is how you actually are. Oh,
Yeah.
like
Uh,
unfiltered.
Yeah, I remember like, it was this video that I don't know if you guys know about this, but there was this
Do
video. I can't remember if you were the one who told me about this, Lucas, or it was someone else. But there's this video of like Mr. Kid, right?
Is
for-
the
for-
cheetah video?
Yeah,
the one
it
with
is the cheetah
oh,
video.
yes.
It is the cheetah video.
I haven't been able to find the cheetah video in so long. I found it freshman year and it's gone. Because I have to admit something. I used to draw Mr. Kid and put him up at bats. And someone kept taking the photos that I drew of Mr. Kid. Like, I draw these photos of Mr. Kid where, like, he had the cheetah behind him. And it was getting closer every time. And so, like, every time I would go back, because I went there, like, weekly with this friend that I used to have. And every time I go back, it was just gone. I was like, who has been taking these photos? Like, what is Mr. Kid? What if he just has this collection of just my, like, caricatures of him with a cheetah getting closer in the background? I'm terrified.
Here,
know who has those.
I want to see. It's been a while since I've seen that video, so I want to see if I can find it right now and see if I can put it in the chat.
Please. Oh my god, if you can, that would be an actual blessing. Because it's like, I heard like the lore of it is like seniors usually pass it down to freshmen and stuff like that or whatever. But I don't care. It's amazing.
I do remember old Mr. Kid's really, really old Twitter account.
Oh my god. Oh, I forgot about that. Like, I remember him posting about how he was like, I don't know what to name my kid. What do I do? And people were just like, I don't know, man. You're an adult. Like, please. It's genuinely the funniest. Oh god. I broke the chat on Discord. It scrolled genuinely all the way to the top.
Oh god, really?
How did I do that?
I think we sound okay. I think we're good.
Okay.
I think, was it on the SCNN channel? Or is it just like, did someone just upload it on their personal channel?
It was an edit of him.
Yeah.
Because I remember them like remixing him saying cheetah, if I'm correct. I hope I am.
I cannot.
Okay, well,
I cannot find it right now.
I'm not gonna have like any idea what we're talking
They
about.
might have deleted it. Yeah, I really hope someone knows what we're talking about. Like at least one. Imagine if we just get a message that's like, "Here it is," by the way.
Yeah. So if anyone has the cursed cheetah video, please send it to one of us.
Miss it so
Please
much.
send it to tcventing@gmail.com.
Yes. but I think if I remember correctly, the video was it was just like this dumb like YTP style video where it was just like. It was like Mr. Kid. It was like Mr. Kid from like 2006 or something, and he was like, "If I had a spirit animal, it would be a cheetah."
Cheetah.
Cheetah.
I think about it so often, and I don't know why it's on the forefront of my brain. I really don't.
Well, Mr. Kid's kind of an anomaly in like any sense.
Yeah.
No, like I trust him, but like also he's probably some sort of cryptid. I would not be surprised. I don't think I've
He's
ever.
an SCP.
Oh my god, Mr. Kid's an SCP. Oh my god. I know, because I've only seen him once, and it was when he was like crossing an intersection, and someone almost hit him. And I was with my friend. I was like, "What is happening? I don't know what to do."
If he was an SCP, would he be Keter class or Euclid?
Yeah, definitely. You would definitely be Peter.
This is like me tweeting out, like, I think at midnight, I tweeted out, would Willy Wonka technically count as an SCP?
You kind of would. I mean, the
yeah.
Chocolate Factory in general is kind of a weird anomaly.
Because he, like, murders all the kids.
Yeah.
And he also has enslaved people.
The fucking Oompa Loompas, yeah.
Yeah, the fucking Oompa Loompas.
They are kind of like a... fucking
Really
depressed. Like, they don't want to be there.
They really
They're
don't.
taken from their homeland, and now they're used as slaves in a chocolate factory. Jesus Christ.
Like, at least it's like, oh no. Because
Yeah.
I was just about to be like, well, at least it's a nice chocolate factory, but that's like being like, well, at least it's a nice cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
no.
god.
No, and it's like you think when you first like watch the movie, you was like I'm talking about like I can't remember if the new ones curse like this, but I'm talking about like the old
Okay,
movie.
Are we talking like Wilder, or are we talking Johnny Depp?
Johnny Wilder, right? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was the.
There's a genuine scene where he goes to the forest where he finds the Oompa Loompas,
Mm-hmm.
and then goes like, "Oh yeah, I took them because they wanted chocolate," and I'm like, "Okay, man with hair and eyebrows, I trust you."
You led these people away from their native homeland, and then now you enslaved them in your factory. If you let them out, they'll die. Because it's like
They'll literally die. They
like
won't know what the
Russian
snow
winter.
is. They'll go out in the snow and be like, "What is happening? What is going on? What is this?"
It's a disaster.
And like in that
But, you
movie, the fucking when like everything's all good and innocent until like they're on like the chocolate river and stuff, and they just like go through the tunnel, and he's like Like he's just like laughing maniacally and screaming and stuff.
I think if I'm remembering correctly, there is video of a chicken getting their head cut off that is played.
There was in the original one.
Yeah. Yeah, they just did that.
That was back when they could get away with that.
Was that even allowed now? Because that was like me finding out that Hook was a PG movie when I was watching it. I'm like, this should not be a PG movie. They're like Hook literally tries to commit suicide at one point. This is not, no.
Wait, is Hook the live action Peter Pan movie?
Yes, it's the one with Robin Williams.
Yeah, that's right.
It's where he goes back to Neverland. I'm sorry, I just watched this again. I don't. I have like the weirdest interests of pop culture. I actually kind of hate it.
No, the original Peter Pan, that was a great Disney movie. I mean,
it's really good.
I grew up
if we want to take out the racism, then like it's fun. Let's not even get into that one because that was a hard one. Oh my god.
I grew up watching the weird Disney movies, like I like Emperor's New Groove and like Treasure Planet and those ones.
Lucas, you have no idea what kind of vault you're opening. I am
101 Dalmatians.
I'm such a Disney kid. Look at me. I literally up in my house we have posters from the Disney rides that they actually had up at Disneyland. Like I have a Haunted Mansion and a Alice in Wonderland down here. Because I'm not trying to brag. That's not what I'm doing. But like I know way too much about the parks and stuff too. It's a problem.
The Disney fixation, it's a weird one in America.
I know.
Well, have you ever been to any of those places, Isaac?
Have I been to I've been to Disneyland in what was it?
That's
California, yeah. I forgot which city.
You're good. Anaheim?
Yeah, it was Anaheim. It was Anaheim.
Yeah.
I've been there way too many times. That's the only reason why I know.
Brag about it.
I'm not. Please.
No, it's okay.
The last time I think the last time I was there, I was in like 8th grade, and I just remember being sad because they got rid of the Tower of Terror and replaced it with Guardians of the Galaxy.
I was so genuinely upset when they did that. Like, because I still am a huge fan of the Twilight Zone.
Oh, yeah.
So when they took, like, this macabre ride out, which was, like, one of the only ones that was, like, genuinely scary in the parks, unless you're going to count the Snow White ride, because that's actually terrifying.
Well, Disney World, they had that Winnie the Pooh ride. That one freaked me out.
Dude, both parks have the Winnie the Pooh ride.
God.
That is just...
I think it's a fucking fever dream.
No, genuinely. And it used to be Country Bear Jamboree. The one at Disneyland used to be Country Bear Jamboree. So that's even worse because at one point, if you turn around in your seat, you'll look back and you'll see these just animal heads on the wall.
Yep.
You're like, why are they there? What are you, what?
Well, they had the 3D hologram of Winnie the Pooh floating as well. And it like floats around you. It's like a fever dream. It's crazy.
That's how it felt during all the
Nightmares.
Just the scene where he's like this bad projection of him is just spinning around and around as he goes into the weird heffalump room. Like, yeah, I get that.
It like triggers a flight or fight response.
I want to get out of this. I can't be here anymore, please. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a few rides where it's just like, legal torture, where it's like that and Small World.
Yes. Oh my god, the Small World ride. Jesus Christ.
It's like I feel so bad for my parents because I used to want to go on that and so like just imagine like, come on guys, let's go on the cultural appropriation ride. And my parents were like, no, not again, please God, I can't hear it again, please.
Right. No, yeah, I mean it's fun to go on it once and you see all the characters and it's pretty cool, it's intricate, but then after that, like, that's enough. That's good.
Hearing the same 30-second song.
Like, I know. The worst is on Small World, like, the corners of the mouths of the animatronics, because they're used too much, they'll, like, you'll look close at them and you'll see that they start to rip. So they get, like, this Joker smile on some of them if they don't fix them. Which just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Very uncanny valley.
And I remember, like... That's one of the unique rides because a lot of those like tour kind of rides, they're like, they're pretty like how do you say it? Like linear and like they're not huge, but like in Small World, like the building is huge and so like all the rooms are like eerily large and it's like it feels like
everything
all this...
smells like that bad Disney water. Like,
Oh my god.
I mean, I do love it. I want like a candle of that. But I'm saying like just that weird like it's not chlorine.
No,
But
it's like an alternate form of chlorine. It's like
I
used to
know.
like it's like a less powerful one, I think.
God, it's so funny because I've been stuck on so many of those rides because when we would go, we'd go during the off season.
Yeah.
But we would literally get stuck on the rides, and at one point, we like definitely almost got fucked over on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride because we're sitting there about to go down the big drop, and it stops, and all of a sudden, like, all the water just floods forward, and our ship just goes over the hill, and we're sitting there like, we're gonna die. This is it. Like, everyone in that boat, like, this is it, guys. I don't like. There's a pile up at the bottom of this hill, and we're gonna hit all these boats and just explode.
Oh, so like the little like mechanism like on the boat, like it like
Yeah.
tried to break, but the pressure from the water just pushed it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it literally pushed it forward, and I think it was
That's
my
so
dad
funny.
who ended up reaching down and like hitting one of the things so it would actually go forward. Otherwise, we would have, like just had a wave go over us, which I can't tell if like hitting another boat would be better
Yeah.
or getting a wave on us would be better. I don't know.
Like
I mean,
yeah.
this is weird.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. I really liked it because it was like kind of dark and interesting and cool.
Those animatronics are so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like genuinely.
Yeah, and I
And
like I like the scenes and stuff. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like you're in a building in some parts.
Right.
No,
Right.
you're genuinely I think I remember for that ride you're genuinely like you're underground and you're also
Mhm.
like under the train tracks of Disneyland.
No, yeah,
Where
like,
you're
it's
a little
definitely.
bit like outside of the park too.
I remember that it was really cold as well. Like even on
Yeah.
the hottest day, it would be like really cold inside the ride because it was underground and it had constant flowing water.
Mm-hmm.
And also the fog machines going 24/7.
Made it very refreshing to be in there. It was nice.
That Disney fog that like as a little asthmatic kid I'd get it in my lungs and be like, I don't think this is good, guys. Like I think I need my inhaler, please. And it was like, dude, please. You would not have lived during the Middle Ages. Calm down.
Yeah, no, Disney World. It's not a place for the faint-hearted.
No.
No,
I haven't been to a Disney World. What's kind of the I know it's like bigger, but is there like any like main difference between like the rides that are already at Disneyland?
I don't think the rides are that different. It's more about like
Well,
the
they have more-
showcase and like how.
Yeah.
I see.
They have more thrill-seeking rides though, because they
Yeah.
just have that Aerosmith ride,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
the Rock and Roller Coaster, which I can't even describe that. Like I've tried to describe that ride to people, and it's genuinely just.
Oh, in fact, they have Magic Mountain, like the best roller coaster ever made. Jesus.
Yeah, because they also have Expedition Everest,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually goes backwards, which is amazing. But no one told me about that before I went on it, so
Yeah.
I almost exploded.
Yeah. Well, Disney World also has like the really cool, interesting stuff. If you're a little bit older, it has like the Epcot Center, which is really nice, and it has the whole like grand entrance going into there. You go on like the boat ride, and then like
Yeah.
you see the huge castle in the distance. It's like all forced perspective though.
Mm.
Like it looks really big, but it's not.
It's just really pretty. Like they do a
It's
lot
very
of work specifically there to be like, we need to create an atmosphere.
Yeah.
They have the room for it.
Well, like the opening little village you kind of walk through
Oh
with
my
all like the,
yeah.
the gift shops and stuff. That's really
Of
cool.
course you love the Brit Village. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like England. It lives in my heart.
It's a Brit.
Bless. I don't even like Disney that much, but it's like it's a very very cool theme park.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Very
The
nostalgic.
parks are really cool.
Yeah. I've never been to Disneyland though, so I don't know how much worse it is.
Oh my god.
It's
At
alright.
least it's cool. I like it.
yeah, it's cool.
I don't know how to describe it, but it exists. Bugs Life Land though is just a purgatory.
Oh my
so-
god.
I can't even imagine. It's like a fever. Like I've said this like multiple times now. It's like a fever dream.
Dude, the Heimlich ride
Yeah,
is like
I was just about to say that.
fart noises for like 5 minutes, and then they pump smells out at you while he's just farting. I can't even like. I tried watching Bugs Life the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Well, I didn't remember any of it apparently.
Jesus. Jeez, like mentally, it just ruins you.
No, I had to stop halfway through because I could not take it any longer. I'm like, I can't look at this bad CGI bird. I will just.
Fuck. God, fuck Disney World. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. You know what we need to talk about?
What do we need to talk about, Lucas?
We need to talk about your relationship with Holly Conrad and Pro Jared.
Oh, I knew this would happen.
Right, we have to do that's very important. It's like number 1 on the list. Okay,
So,
start from the very fucking beginning. Okay, but this is very
Okay,
important.
okay. I need to hear this.
never told you this story.
Isaac doesn't know any of this, so just, yeah.
I'm coming in
okay.
fresh.
Yeah.
You're coming in fresh.
Yeah.
So, my life is a One Direction fan fiction.
Mhm.
Because I was a fan of Game Grumps. I'm not a fan of Game Grumps anymore, but I love Holly's stuff. And I saw that Holly was going to be at PAX, and I was like, "Oh shit! I should go to their signing and meet them." And apparently, my mom had sent her an email beforehand, being like, "Hey, my kid went through like a lot of bullying, ended up actually having to get a restraining order against the kid that they were being bullied by, and your videos helped them a lot during that time. So thank you so much for doing that. If you could even just write Callum a little card or something, that would be awesome. It would be great."
Yeah.
And we show up to the signing, and Holly goes, "I know you," and pulls out this bag of shit and just goes, "It's for you. You're Callum, right?" And I'm like, "I am Callum." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, here." And it's like a little plastic bat and like all this other fun stuff. And we ended up talking, and from there we ended up becoming friends. And they ended up, when they were going to move to Seattle, they ended up staying at my house, and we kept their 50 pigeons, which it's not 50 anymore, so it's not illegal anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We have to talk about the pigeons after this as well. This is very important.
We kept their 50 pigeons in our bathroom for a couple days while we built a coop, which the bathroom was directly below my room. So I would wake up every morning at 5 a.m. to hear just underneath me, like a bubbling cauldron. And then they ended up moving into their new house, and then Holly and Jared, I don't know, what am I allowed to say? No,
I think anything that's like publicly available knowledge,
yeah, publicly available. I know both Holly and Jared. They were both in the same D&D podcast, and I see them at times. I can text Holly and be like, "Hey, what can I say on this podcast?" But they're very good friends of mine, and I literally just went and saw Holly yesterday, actually, and went to their house. And they took me to a hair appointment, but they're a total sweetheart. I love the work that they do. They've helped me a lot in my life, and thankfully I've been able to help them too, which is really cool to just like actually be able to meet one of the people that you've idolized and then be like, "Oh shit, you're a real person," and "Oh shit, we're friends now, and you're like a witch aunt to me. Oh my god."
Witch aunt.
Truly. Her house is like Baba Yaga's house. Like, there's just a chicken coop in the back and the coop of pigeons just chilling back there. And when they were living at my house, I actually helped take care of the pigeons, which was really fun.
Yeah,
just, that's
just like a cool. Yeah, it's just incredible. It's like
I'm honored. I'm really honored.
No, I just think it's.
I got invited to Pro Jared's birthday party and got, which is the funniest thing because I forget who he's friends with. So like I'm sitting in the basement and all of a sudden fucking Peanut Butter Gamer walks in, and I'm like, is that Austin? And Holly's like, "Yeah, that's Austin." I'm like, "Holly, I used to watch his videos like religiously when I was a kid. You can't just like drop this on me." And then Nate Wants to Battle walks in. I'm like, "Why are you here? No, what is happening?"
That defines our childhood.
I know.
I'm
sitting there just like shitting myself, and I have to be like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Callum. I am not internally dying at all. This is great." Well, this guy West that took the photo of like the SoundCloud rapper holding my worm, and is genuinely just a cryptid. Like I was sitting on the couch next to him once on like Christmas Eve, and all of a sudden he goes, "Hey, I'm on Tinder. Do you want to see what I'm about to send to this girl?" I'm like, "Okay, what are you gonna send to this girl?" He goes, "Do you want to do whippets and watch Mulan?" I'm like, "You can't open the line, West. You can't."
I don't know. I mean, that's not too bad to me.
Is this Wes Brown?
This is not.
This is not Wes Brown.
Imagine if it was. Oh my god, that's kind of funny. No, this man is like, oh my god, how old is he? I don't know. We send each other Garfield memes. Like,
there you go.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
You're like, that's enough. That's enough.
I think it'd be really funny if Wes Brown actually did do whippets.
Oh my!
I feel like
I
it would.
wouldn't be surprised. I don't think I would be surprised.
He probably wouldn't do real whippets. He would do like he would get like the whipped cream, and then like just inhale the rest of it after like all the whipped cream's used up.
Oh my god, that's just
That's
terrifying. Imagine just sitting there looking over in the corner of the room and seeing Wes Brown with an empty whipped cream can just going, God. I don't think I'd be able to sleep for a week after that, genuinely, because he's so tall, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of a big ape man. Well, Wes was another guest on our podcast.
Yeah, he
We had a
was.
good podcast
He was one.
with him.
He was one of the first.
Episode 2?
Yes.
Number 3,
I
technically.
I remember interacting with him when I decided to tech for Beauty and the Beast, and just the vague conversations that we would have sometimes. So funny.
Well, all the theater people, everyone we've ever met in theater, it's worked out good, and they're all nice people.
Yeah, I feel bad because, like, definitely when I started out doing theater, I was literally staying alive by pounding 5-hour energies. And people just knew me as this person who always had 5-hour energies on me. So, like, people would come up and just go, hey, can I have one? And, like, not even specify what they mean. And it would just look like a drug deal. But I'm like, no, this is literally, like, you can buy this at the gas station. Please, guys, it's fine. It's fine.
Me and Allie used to do that with what are the really tall Red Bull cans?
Oh my
Like, it
God.
was like 32 ounces or something. Not that much.
The chug
I
jug.
remember watching you guys, like, either drink them in the black box or in the practice rooms. Just chug them.
Yeah. Well, we iron or like we iron the what is it, the fucking tablecloth every day. Chug a Red Bull at the same time. That was kind of our routine.
What do you do during stage crew? Or, like, what do you do during stage crew? Because I forgot what your role was.
I did a variety. I was mainly grip, but I also did
Right.
like all the electronic stuff. So I did like the rose hands. This is for Beauty and the Beast. I did the rose hands and like the mirror lights and all that stuff.
I will never forget the day that Aaron convinced Wes to put on that muscle suit under his costume. So when the rose transformation happened and it lifts up, Wes is not fully changed, but he has this like sick like fabric pecs and also abs. I figure out in the booth and I look down and I go, is this actually happening right now? Like, did this actually happen? And Olivia's sitting next to me just cackling. Like, she doesn't even know what to do. This is her last show that she's teching, and she's like what is going on? There's, like, the tiger balloon thing, too. That show was just wild.
Tiger balloon.
Do you remember this, Isaac?
I do remember this. I was there for the
I
tiger balloon.
got a photo of the tiger balloon if either of you guys want it.
I was standing just off stage, like next to the tiger balloon, and I was standing next to like I think it was Morel. And I was like, should I just go get it? Should I go grab it? Should I go poke it? What should I do? And she was just speechless.
I think the best part was when David tried to hit it and it didn't move. I had to keep singing because I'm sitting there and like, because I don't know if you're on headset, but Kid was on headset just going, what is going on? And we're like, you don't know. He's like, this is a paid show. And I'm like, I know it's a paid show. None of us have any idea of what to do. And Olivia's like, I don't know what to do. I'm the stage manager, but like that doesn't mean I know what to do.
So the tiger balloon is canon to the story, is what you're saying. Is it?
In the Maison des Lunes scene, a tiger balloon should come down while they're talking about sending Maurice off to the asylum. Worth timing, too. Just...
I think David handled it pretty well. I mean, he tried to like smack it away.
Marcio, he broke on stage.
Oh.
Because he starts, like, I look at him, and he, like, has his hand up in his mouth, and I can see his eyes twitching. I can see him being like, don't do it. Don't do it. Dude, you can't. You can't right now.
You can't break on stage. Yeah. Come on.
You can't.
So is that like the closest like you guys have ever like come to breaking down, or is there another? Is there any other events where you've been closer to breaking down?
You're the actor, Callum. You definitely have more.
Oh my god. Yeah, because I have a fun story about my first audition.
Mm.
I was auditioning for Madagascar Junior. Yes, Madagascar Junior. And I had gotten through my regular audition, like with my singing and my monologue, and I was like, okay, I can do my dance. I can do my dance. And we're doing choreography to I Like to Move It, Move It. Ugh.
Yes.
And I was wearing heels because I wasn't thinking. And we're dancing and we're doing the performance, and all of a sudden I just hit the ground and my knees popped out. I've never it's the first instance of me having a knee dislocation, and I've had like over 60 now, and I got knee surgery. But I'm sitting there on the ground and I look up and I go, I seem to be in need of a medic. And everybody looks at me. And the woman, I don't want to name her because I don't know if she wants to be named, ends up coming over and she looks at me, she like in a just full Southern accent is like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go grab Rosamund, you just sit there. And people say that like knee dislocations are the most painful things to ever happen, and it was painful, but I just sat there calmly the entire time, and everyone looked at me like I was an alien. And they called me back for a callback, and guess what role they called me back for? Callum, the giraffe with health issues.
Wonderful.
I had just come from an MRI and was very high on the pain meds my doctor gave me.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's such a good life, Jesus.
I have a lot of really, really weird theater stories. And I, like, as an actor, I mostly get cast as genuinely gay British men. That's typecast. Nice. I just look fruity. Like, I get it. I'm very gangly, and I got those long arms, so it's just fun.
I have noticed that, like, in theater, it's less about the acting talent, because everyone kind of can act. You know, it's more about, do you have like a distinguishable look?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, I think they're okay being named. Like David and Wes both have pretty similar like builds and character. Like they can both play kind of like wimpy, kind of tall, lanky characters, and that's like pretty general.
I guess the script would not count as a wimpy character.
Yeah, well, he's like a alter ego kind of character, you know.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves, I think, was hilarious to me.
Like that was a good play. I really like, or sorry, musical. That was a really good musical.
Yeah, I do actually really like Be More Chill. Which I know that I don't know if you've seen the fan base online for that, but just if you haven't, don't. It's so scary. I mean, that goes for a lot of things, but like, just don't.
Yeah.
Well, that's just like I mean that's pretty similar for like a lot of like fans of plays, you know, there are really
the world
intense.
of theater.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about Hamilton. We don't need to talk about transgender Miku Thomas Jefferson.
Hey, you know, I'm cool with it. I like it. Go for it.
Did you ever see that?
No.
That's why you're fine with it. Hold on. Hold up.
Oh God.
This kind of came out of left.
Look up Thomas Jefferson, transgender Thomas Jefferson Miku binder.
Okay.
All right, let's do this. Include all this. Oh my God. Oh yes.
Oh yeah. I can't believe you haven't seen this yet. Oh, hold on. I'm looking it up too, so I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, I love the JFK version. Jesus Christ, that's good.
Here's the fun thing about this. The Thomas Jefferson one is genuine. Like, that's not a joke. Also, the artist draws, like, smut of their teachers.
Nice.
Like, this guy is just wild. I don't remember. Like, I just heard about this.
The Donald Trump one's good, too.
The Donald Trump one is really good. Is he wearing... Wait, hold up. Not the Ben Shapiro.
The Bernie... I'm liking the Bernie Sanders one.
Burn. Why is
These are good.
I'm taller than transgender Bernie Sanders.
It's just like a whole wormhole that you've just opened up for us.
I'm so sorry. I like this photo that has all these Hamilton characters in the format of transgender Thomas Jefferson, and it just says pain on it.
Oh yeah, I see that
like,
one.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
God. George W. Bush. But yeah, it's.
What are you doing here?
Richard Nixon. I can't. But yeah, it's the internet's scary.
Well, yeah.
Also, people like shipping real people on the internet is just terrifying. I once had someone come into my inbox going like, "Oh yes, I kin Holly Conrad," and I'm like,
Ooh.
"No, you don't, because I know Holly. Why are you messaging me?"
I don't even understand the word kin. Like, is it one of those words like aesthetic and vibe, which just like has this like social meaning that I don't understand?
I'm sorry that I have to be the one to teach you what this is. I'm sorry. It's where people like. Usually, it's people relating to a character.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, yeah, you can do that because it's like you relate to the character. But in this case, this person was saying that they are Holly Conrad, which I'm like, no, you're not, because Holly's was that a firework or a gunshot that I just heard?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, this person was saying that they were Holly and that they also kinned Ross O'Donovan.
Oh god.
I'm like, no, you can't do this. You can't just message me and expect me to take this.
Did they know your relationship to them? Or
no? I mean, it's also like one of the funny things that has happened because I know Holly and I know Jared is I have like a lot of people that follow me in a wave because Holly tagged me in a post of like the two of us, and some of them didn't realize I was 16. And like this 5-year-old hitting on me, and I'd go, "You're a pedophile," and then they'd go, "Oh no!" And I'd be like, because like I there's no other response that you can use to get them to go away faster than "I am 16," or literally like "I have told you that I'm 16 and you have not stopped. You are a pedophile. Please."
Calling police.
I'm like calling the police.
Right now.
I feel like I say that too much, like, without warranting, though. So
what?
I just say, I'm calling the police, like, if anyone says anything, has any sort of conflict.
You've done that before, I've seen that.
I know, I genuinely call the police. No, yeah. I've actually banned it from 911.
One of my friends has this bit where, like, she would, she'd be like, "I'm calling the police," and then would call this person that was training to be a police officer, and has since then, like, is not doing that because of stuff going on. But and they would call this person, so the other person near them that thought they were getting the police called on them actually thought they were getting the police called on them. So they'd just be sitting there like, "I'm just gonna die, like this is it guys, I'm done."
Like, I wonder if the police would actually respond if I said, I don't know.
What did you say?
If you gave if you admitted a false report on live.
Yeah.
Lucas, that's not. They don't like that.
They don't like that, buddy. You can't do that too many times, otherwise it'll be like a boy who cried wolf situation.
That's true. I don't want to have that happen.
Your house will like actually be on fire.
Oh Jesus!
Like, no.
They also might like fine you or something.
There has to be some
It's
sort of
called restitution. Well, there we go. Oh yeah, you have to tell us about the pigeons as well, like the pigeon army in your house.
Oh my god, yeah.
You missed that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Holly just takes care of pigeons. Like, I don't even know how they got all of them. Genuinely, I don't know how. But just takes care of pigeons that like have issues and stuff like that. Nurses them back to health when they get sick, stuff like that. And I actually have a pigeon of my own whose name is Blathers, and I love her dearly. She's a fun little. She thinks she's a human because she got brain damage when she was younger. So she
thinks
so
she's a
silly.
human?
She genuinely thinks she's a human. She whenever she lays an egg, she gets scared. Like it'll pop out.
Like eggs?
Yeah, I I know, right? They're like smaller than chicken eggs, but like she would lay this egg and it would immediately crack on the ground, and then she'd start walking in the egg yolk, like trying to fix it. I'm like, no, baby,
Can you
you
eat
can't.
the egg?
I mean, I would eat the egg if she didn't like crack it on the ground and then poop in it.
Can you make a little omelet?
Like a little pigeon omelet? Not pigeon. Oh my god, no. Pigeon egg omelet.
Pigeon egg omelet, yeah. That's a very different thing.
Very different. I saw like my whole life flash before my eyes when that came out of my mouth. I'm like, no, please.
Huh.
But yeah, pigeons are weird little creatures.
So how many did you
I
have?
could let Holly have like 50.
Yeah.
I have 3 birds myself, but Holly's got so many animals. She ended up giving some of them to a local pet shop actually, so that they could sell them for pets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really sweet. Because
Well, do
pigeons are
pigeons
actually,
make good pets, or are they like...
they're so smart. I mean, mine is not, but like you could let a pigeon go in California, and they could just find their way home.
Oh,
And here
nice.
they go. Like they're really interesting. That's why Nikola Tesla. I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry if that was wrong.
I think that's right. It's like Nicola.
He like really loved pigeons. Like one of them, he was like, if this was a human, this would be a romantic interest of mine. Like I love this pigeon. I'm like, okay, buddy. Like I hope you're good. I hope you're fine.
Yeah, no ill intentions there, you know?
Yeah.
We're good.
You're just chilling with your pigeon. That's fair.
Jesus.
Have you ever tried like doing what they did back in the day, where like the like messenger
Carrier-
pigeons or like carrier
I
pigeons?
Ooh.
She wow, there's just so I wish she was. I hope she's smart. Like I always hope she's smart. And then she flies into a window. Or her feet, like I make her wear this, like, I guess it's a glorified diaper, but they're called pants. And she'll like look at me and then put her feet inside of the pants and then try to walk and just tumble. Like just tumble off of whatever she's on.
Is that where the
doesn't-
human part comes from?
She just doesn't have a thought in her head. Like she was basically raised by humans, so she assumes that she's the same species as them.
Mhm.
She's not, obviously.
Really? You know, you'd never be too sure, so...
You fact check that?
Oh my god. Yeah, let me go to my local wizard and see that if my pigeon's actually just a human in disguise.
You never know. It doesn't hurt to check.
It doesn't hurt to check. I wish we had like a local wizard like in medieval times that you could just go to, and they'd give you some like bullshit. Oh, that's the doctor. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wait.
that's better. Well, we also have those crystal ball places you can go to. There's one on,
The
like,
psychics.
200th.
The,
Yeah.
like, psychics.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, go to a psychic, they'll tell you what's going on. It's all good.
Sam, this is really funny that you called it a crystal ball place. No,
I think
yeah,
there's one on
literally-
145th on 15th. That's a good one.
I've seen that. Like, I read tarot cards, but I don't like go to other people to do that. I
No.
just accidentally expose myself and then go, okay, cool. I'm gonna go now. That was awesome. Good time.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I feel like it'd just be funny to just like go into one of those places and just like kind of play along with it. You know what I mean?
Go into one of those places and like make up a character that you are.
Yeah, just like I'm a depressed
Oh my
like.
God. Walk in with like a fur coat and a like obviously not real British accent, and like just, or you sit down for the reading and then you pull out tarot cards and go, okay, it's your reading now. Let's go. And just like make up definitions.
The
for each of
tables have
cards.
turned.
The tables have turned. You're the one getting the reading. You're going to pay me.
You will be
What
on
would
the
they do?
Teenage Club. What?
What if you can get away with that?
You can get away with that?
Yeah.
I think you could. I think someone might be interested enough. I mean, okay, Lucas.
Yeah.
For example,
Yeah.
imagine you're sitting at your job at your car dealership, and someone walks up to you, and you're like, okay, yeah, can I help you get a car?
Mhm.
And then the person looks at you and goes, actually, I'm gonna help you buy a car. Like, what would you do? What would you do?
So I think my first thought would be like, this is like a scam artist, or like a really stupid scam artist.
I do realize I chose the metaphor of car.
I would tell him that I already bought a car like a week ago, which is true. I did buy a car like very recently, so you know it's you know, I'm not lying. I'm not
Legit.
lying in front of the Lord up there.
Of me talking about your old car was. I'm so sorry.
No.
You're sending me all these sad reaction images, and I'm like, oh, here's another bit. And you're like, dude, please.
I do miss the old Volvo.
Dude, the old Volvo was great. Like, genuinely.
Yeah. Did we ever talk about... I'm not sure if we talked about it on the podcast, Lucas, but when we went hiking at Pilchuck, remember when you were driving us up there? And Okay, so, Callum, and everyone, right? I will tell the story now. So, Lucas wanted me to go hiking on Mount Pilchuck, and I was just like, fuck it, right? So, we're going along. We thought it'd be pretty easy to get in there, but apparently to get into Mount Pilchuck, there's like this 3-mile Forest Service road.
Man, it's more than that. It's like 7 or 10 miles. Jesus.
It was like it took like a good 20 minutes to get through it because it was just severely like unpaved. There was no the road was just not taken care of at all, and Lucas was trying to drive his Volvo through it, and the tires being really close to the car. It was just he was trying to avoid every hole as much as possible, swerving around to either side of the road. And it was just like, man.
I've lived with that before, so I know the feeling.
Yeah. So it's just
the car made it.
Yeah, it made it, but it was there was no warning for it, right? It was just here's the entrance. Good luck. And I look on maps and it's like, Lucas, the parking lot's a few miles away.
So did you just drive in the opposite direction for no reason?
No, I mean it's we persevered. We got through it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It wasn't bad enough where we considered turning around, but it was really bad.
Dude, at that point you just gotta stick with it.
Yeah.
Because then it's a funny story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we got to the parking lot, and then we climbed a mountain, and then we climbed back down, and we got in the car, and then we drove back, and then it was all good. And then some idiot didn't yield, and then I ruined my car.
You did. Hey, at least it wasn't the cement truck.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm glad that's infamous, honestly. Yeah. The fact that That's Life was playing when that happened is just the funny detail. It's such an unfortunate story, but just oh my god, can it get any more ironic than that?
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Skylar in the Sky Car Man.
Oh my god.
Skylar has not been on this podcast yet.
Yeah, dude, but it's okay.
It's okay. No, it's fine. No, don't worry.
It's all good.
Damn.
Damn.
But he can. I mean, if he wants, he can come on and represent himself in this scenario. So.
No, it was so funny. I was terrified filling out the form because I go, oh yeah, I'm willing to talk about anything, and I had forgotten that I had even filled out the form when you messaged me 3 months later, going, hey, do you want to do it this weekend? But I was and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh no, I definitely did say that I would talk about what are they gonna do? I'm like, what if they do a background check on me? Because if you pull up my legal name, the first thing that pops up is genuinely that restraining order that I got against somebody.
I don't even know your legal name, so.
No need to share. That's fine. I'm Callum Walz. There is nothing more than that.
Yeah, there we go.
Whoever you were is dead.
I killed Redacted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus Christ, I can't speak.
What was that?
I don't know.
You okay?
I was my words just my tongue just weird, it was cramping and it was just making sounds. It was weird. No, you've been through a lot, Cal. You have the wisdom of more wisdom than a lot of old people out there right now.
The amount of times I've been told that.
Yeah.
God.
No, and
I think there are a lot of really idiot old people, but
Oh, of course, of course. No, but it's the funniest thing because while we're recording this and I'm talking about stuff, I'm like, this isn't even the tip of the iceberg of weird things that have happened to me. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. I haven't realized how much life that I've lived in such a short period of time.
That's how it be.
I guess it do be like that though. Mm-hmm. It do be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
But just from the kind of brief overview that you've kind of blessed us with today, because before this I did not really know you at all, I would say. So Lucas has been the one to who has known him better.
Exactly.
But, I have learned that, your life is much more interesting than mine. That's kind of the first thing that
Y'all are
comes to
just sitting
mind.
here like, what the hell? What is going on with this dude?
Yeah. No, it's like the closest, like you were talking about, being with Holly and stuff, and like forming a close relationship. Like the closest interaction I've probably had to a celebrity. It wasn't even an interaction. Just seeing someone live was just when we went to see Eric Andre Lucas, and we were like, we could see his face.
Eric Andre?
Yeah.
Yeah, we both went when we saw Eric Andre.
That was great, though. Yeah.
Oh
That.
No, it's so funny because it's like it's one of those things that I have to remind people too is like the people that you idolize are also people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not your brain kind of processes them as like this other sort of entity. I don't know how to explain it, but the fact that they have their own lives separate and like I guess that kind of plays into the whole thing of like cancel culture being. I have opinions on it, but we don't have time for that. But it's just really weird, like especially having to learn that people are very human through becoming friends with Holly and like learning stuff about other people that I also held in a high regard and being like, ooh, these people aren't as good as I thought they were. Oh my god.
Yeah, once you get to know people.
So weird.
Well, and it's and I think just like the culture of like being famous and stuff, I don't know, to me, like just trying to imagine it just sounds really difficult, and I can see like, why a lot of famous people tend to be pieces of shit, right? It's
exactly.
It's just
especially
like drives them to
treated like God. Like some of those people are really treated like gods, and then people are like, oh well, why are they like that? It's like, dude, part of this is your fault. It's not just their fault. Like, you created this monster. You gotta fix it too.
Yeah.
Well, and what you're going to into where it was like, they're expected to be a bigger person, like a more supreme kind of person than the typical, individual.
No, I'm a normal person. I just make movies.
Make movies. Dude.
I am in movies. That's all I am.
It's just I don't know.
I don't think he's human, man. I don't know what's going on.
He might be.
Yeah. It's just like that life. Just I don't know. It couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
I don't even know because like the thing is like I'd be willing to go through that if I knew the fact that I could help people with like the art that I do.
Yeah.
It's like I want to be an actor, and then like if that doesn't work out, because I already have like backup plans. If that doesn't work out, I'll do like fashion design or become a therapist. But like that's my main goal because I genuinely know like how important it is to like have films and media to be like, hey, this is something that can help you through a tough time because it's like you get to go into like another world that isn't your own.
Right.
But it's also weird to think about the lives that those people have off screen too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. No, I totally think like stories provide a sense of escapism that like you can't really capture, I guess, with any other medium,
Yeah.
Like you can with like of course there's like books and video games, but just having the visual of like with movies having like real life people in front of you, like because as an actor I draw upon past experiences to use as material for like when I'm doing my work.
Mm-hmm.
So having people feeling these very real emotions on screen, whether because when you're doing the acting work, no one has to know what's going on inside your head. They just see what you're projecting out. So they're having their own little mini crisis on screen while you think it's about the plot point, but it's their own little thing.
Yeah.
And it's just strange.
Yeah. The whole world of acting just confuses me.
Yeah.
Dude, trust me, me too. Like having to learn about it, I'm sitting here like, wow, I'm just gonna psychoanalyze everything now to try to figure out how to do this. Cool, let's go.
I mean, art in general confuses me because it's like personal appreciation of like different mediums and like expression. The like jobs and like professions are all pretty objective in like how effective they are, but it's like you can't really do that with art.
I know, because like you could be like you're doing a bad job on this if like someone's a plumber and like it's still bringing a leak. But with an actor, like some people consider some people bad actors, and some people consider those same people good actors, and it's such a subjective art form that's just dependent on the audience.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I mean, like, my favorite genre of movie is biopics, and like that's like commonly known as like the least like the most hated like genre of movie.
I really like them though. Like I really love which I don't know if does Rocketman technically count as a biopic?
Oh, that's definitely a biopic.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Okay, good. Yeah, I loved Rocketman. God, on the topic of movies, I watched The Truman Show last night for the first time.
Oh my
I
God.
love that movie.
I lost my marbles. I'm sitting there afterwards, just sitting on the couch, like I rented it on YouTube, not expecting it to be as existential as it was. So I was like, oh my god, this is like, oh shit. There's so many layers to this. I don't even know how to unpack this.
It's
and
a
I'm
really,
thinking,
really good movie.
I know it's a really good movie, and also the plot of like being on a reality TV show and that
Yeah.
stuff, and like feeling like people are against you. Like I understand how to put that to my own life and be like, yeah, I can kind of relate to that.
Yeah.
But also being like, I'm guest starring on a podcast tomorrow, man. I can't, like, oh god, I don't want to think about this. Oh no.
Isaac, have you seen the movie?
I have a while ago, but
I
remember it being really good.
I love
Yeah.
Jim Carrey so much.
He's a good actor.
He's a good actor.
Like,
I mean, my
I-
Twitter banner has been like a satirical picture of the ending of the Truman Show for
oh,
months. and
you're
months.
right. Oh my god, I didn't
Yeah.
even realize that.
It's just the ending scene. Like, I don't want to spoil it if anyone hasn't seen it, but it's the ending. It's like the super amazing ending scene of the movie, and the only edit is that someone added like Twitch chat on the left, just like looking at Pog.
I don't cry during movies. At the end of that movie, I was crying.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god. No, but yeah, like Jim Carrey, I love his work. He does such a great job of like doing acting for movies a lot like that, with topics a lot like that. And it's so funny because I get jokes made a lot about me because I bought the Sonic movie on Blu-ray. Just because I like him as Robotnik, because I think it's fun.
Blu-ray.
I don't know, okay? I spent like $20 on that.
Jesus.
I was in a drive-thru with someone once, and they brought it up to the person that was working at Starbucks, and the person at Starbucks goes, "You really did that? You really?" I'm like, "No, I don't need two people doing this now. Oh god." Like,
Well, I mean, he's been in a lot of like really shit movies, like really bad childhood movies, and he's also been in a lot of really, really good movies.
Yeah.
okay,
Like,
The Mask was good though. I'm going to be honest.
The Mask was alright. I love
Like,
the
it
candy
wasn't
guy.
great, but like also Jim Carrey.
Yeah. I love
Liar, liar.
I love the 2000 Grinch. I'll just say that.
Yes. Yes.
God. Oh my god, he
It's
saved
my
that
favorite.
movie.
Yeah.
He saved that movie with his performance because oh my god.
It's such
Him
like
and, like, I
fever
love
dream.
how him and Robin Williams, which like yeah, Robin Williams isn't alive anymore, and I think about that almost every night. But how they just do so much improv, and people just go, yeah, they can just do that because they're funny. Like, go for it. Go wild, buddy. You know what's best.
No.
Fuck, he was in Horton Here's a Who, right? As well, right? Like,
Do I have to pull up Jim Carrey's IMDb? Hold on.
okay, I'm just trying to name as
In-depth
many movies
analysis.
as I remember. Mr.
You're like,
Popper's Penguins,
I want to know who.
Fun with Dick and Jane. I love that movie.
Dude, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. I didn't realize.
Oh
like,
yes.
I'm watching that movie and I'm like, this is a great movie. And then you get to the ending scene where they go, actually, the woman villain has been a man in disguise. And they show her penis. And I'm sitting there like, oh my god, no. This, like, no one told me this can't be happening. And like, I think Jim Carrey has since apologized for that. But I was literally sitting there because I'm watching it during quarantine. What the why is there a transphobic plotline? What's happening?
A lot of this old before
also
like the year 2006, you can get away with that.
Yeah, that.
I know I'm not like oh, I'm gonna hold this against anybody, but that was just such a wild thing to have happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Do you have any you said you want to be an actor, so is Jim Carrey your main inspiration?
You're like, hold on, I have a conversation thing. Okay, I guess like I don't know, I just want to, as an actor, as I've said before, I really just want to be someone that can help other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because I guess him and Robin Williams would count as two of my inspirations, but it's not like I want to be them. I want to have the same confidence to just be so unabashedly myself.
I get that.
Because like a lot of people say like, oh yeah, Callum, you're very yourself, and I'm like, well, I am, but also like, you know, I'm also a private person. I'm also a guarded person. It's just people don't realize that, because I try to be very, I mean, I'm very individualistic. Like my fashion sense is absolutely ridiculous. The outfits that I would wear to school, when we had in-person school, made me stand out, because people would just be like, what, is he wearing a fur coat? Okay, they're just wearing that. Okay, cool. But no, like I try to do that because I want other people to understand that, like, hey, it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to do, you know, whatever you want to do, whatever your heart's content is. So I want to be able to carry that sort of thing over into my art form, however I can, kind of like they do.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense whatsoever.
No, that totally makes sense.
Okay.
That totally makes sense. I got that. Well,
he was Mr. Popper's Penguins. I'm sorry.
Yes, he was in Mr. Popper's Penguins.
I didn't know that movie existed.
I kind of blocked that one out from my memory, actually.
Me too. I was like, wait. Hold on. Oh my god.
Well, it looks like we are approaching time here, so
Shit.
we are. Yeah. No, we're hitting
We
the end.
talked about a lot of things.
It just kind of. This one was. We talked about a lot, but we didn't like progress. But we still covered a lot of things, so it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We just had a
So
lot
yeah,
of
no. What?
We just had a lot of things to talk about, so we got distracted midway between each subject.
Yeah, this is a very, very ADHD episode, I'd say.
Oh yeah, no, I have an intensive ADHD. That's why.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Rude.
No.
I'm pretty sure I have undiagnosed ADHD too, but who knows?
Lucas, every time, like, you're like, oh yeah, no, I don't have any diagnoses. I'm like, Lucas,
Look at me.
where's the
I bite my fingernails every day.
You have Lucas disorder.
Yeah.
That's what I call
Also,
it.
it's very genetic. It's one of those ones that just gets passed out.
I
It's
actually
just
have
so
this weird
much
disorder.
like
It's called
royalty.
Lewis disorder.
You're like, here you go. You can't pay attention to anything until you can, and then you end up looking at your computer for 5 hours and didn't realize it. Go. Be free. Like, man, don't at me like that.
Please don't. No, yeah, like I said, Lucas disorder, very, very rare. 1 in 7.8 billion chance of that one happening.
Damn.
Yeah.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
So you would statistically be the only person on Earth.
Yeah. I'm
It's
the only
very
person
fitting
that-
that you got named after that disorder, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what
wonder
to
if there
talk
were
about.
Lucases before you. How were their lives?
That'd be cool if I could meet, like perfect, like, genetic copy of me, but, like, from, like, 400 years ago, living in, like, rural France or something.
You're actually Truman Burbank. My God. I'll give you an existential crisis. I'd rather not.
So yeah. Anyway, getting back to the point.
Oh, fuck.
It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, no, it was a good episode. We talked about a lot. I'd call it a W. Would you call it a W?
I'd call it a W.
Would you call it a W, Cal?
I think that would be biased if I called it a W.
Well, 2/3 majority vote.
Okay.
And
Passes in the Senate. We're all good. So yeah.
Oh, God. Oh no.
no.
All right. Do you have any parting words for us, Cal?
No, thank you guys for this opportunity. Honestly, that was really fun, just getting to talk to you guys. Honestly, it wasn't stressful. It was just fun.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and you know that's really kind of the main fear with a lot of people. Is just like,
I
you
didn't
know, oh
know
God,
what
what are we gonna? Yeah,
What are we
exactly.
gonna talk about?
Yeah, exactly. And that's just kind of how all these go. It's just like we just figure out what to talk about as we go along. So
I honestly think the freedom is nice because it leaves room for just natural things to occur.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We could create a much more strict podcast if we wanted to, but it wouldn't be as fun.
it would not.
True.
That is
Yeah.
agreed. Okay.
You're like, dude, not like this.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
it was good being here, and I will stop procrastinating, and I guess I will end the episode here. So,
Fucking procrastinator, Jesus. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much, if you're listening now.
Bye. Hey y'all, this is post-editing room Isaac here, and well, I just wanted to bring you a bonus cherry at the end of this episode. So you know how earlier we were talking about, the infamous Mr. Kid Cheetah video, and, how we couldn't find it, and, it's a relic to be passed down by the grades and stuff? Well, we were doing a little digging, and, we found it. So, without further ado, I present to you the cheetah video.
If I could control one species of animal, it would maybe be like tigers, or like cheetahs, or something, and then you could form some sort of cheetah army. I feel like cheetahs are fast enough to where you don't really have a lot else in your way, and if you had a cheetah army, you'd be set. Lungs.
You'd have 4 lungs?
Why not? Because then you could run faster because you don't get winded ever. You know what I mean? You could outrun it. You'd be like a cheetah. It's all about oxygenating your body. That's why, on the pro sports teams on the foot sidelines, they're always like plugging in the oxygen. If I had 4 lungs, I wouldn't need the oxygen. You'd just be quick, like a cheetah. That's basically why I'd want it, because, cheetah, they're so fast, like a cheetah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a
cheetah. I think it's safer. I like to be safe. Like a cheetah.